an SPG. BB team have gone nuts. They're insane. Loopy, out of their mind. Avery. Hoodwink carry? Really? Really?
Yes.
Perhaps the second most important tournament of the year, and you go Hoodwink carry?
Yes.
What is this?
Because he is a Giga Chad, and he knows what the real meta is. I don't know what it is, but he knows apparently.
What's the chat we got going on here? What have they said to each other so far?
30 seconds.
Let me scroll back for you. Bunch of tips coming out of DC. Maureen said, Papa
coming.
Papa coming.
Papa's coming.
They said, good luck.
Mercy Pure. All right. Well, I mean, we praised BB Team. We said what we love about Pure is the fact that he's got a different kind of hero pool. Trying to pull him out. Snaking, now body blocking him a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be first blood, and it's going to be first blood to the carry Hoodwink.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I am genuinely excited to see what Pure can do with this. I do think the panel was underrating it a little bit. Now, I'm not going to try and oversell you on this carry Hoodwink because it's a gamble.
Don't even try and sell me on it.
It's a gamble.
Period.
This hero used to be extremely viable as a carry. Some of the things got nerfed, though. You have to take this facet to get the extra range on the Acorn. Some of the talents are also a little worse for it. You still get the double Acorn shot at 25, and you still get armor corruption at 20. You get another.
Okay, I mean, if you're telling me about 25 talents to justify your pick, no.
No, and I will also say
no.
this: the one thing this hero has going for it is you get triple scurry charge if you want to take that at 10.
All right,
and it's pretty insane. Like what you can do in fights with the triple scurry that also buffs it up with the go nuts, right? Because scurry's getting that bonus, you get that.
Can you explain the go nuts facet to us all?
You just get extra attack and cast range based on the level of scurry.
Cool.
But since you have triple charge with the level 10 talent, you're always in the trees. You have a crap ton of cast range, crap ton of attack range, and then you're getting that redirect chance onto the trees, effective miss chance. Hero is really annoying to kill. He operates from super far away, and I think that's kind of the goal here with this pick. Is it's like a pseudo sniper. I'm going to be so far back in the fight, you're never going to see me. I'm just going to be throwing these low cooldown Acorns out. If you can get to Daedalus, if you can get to Deso, if you can get to Mjolnir, those are your big damage options with this hero. You can scale considerably, and your late game talents, I know you're saying, oh, who's going to get to level 25? But we actually do see a lot more high-level carries nowadays consistently than we used to. I don't think considering level 20 and 25 talents for the one position is that unreasonable in most games.
I would say 25 is unreasonable. If you're banking on that for some reason, if you're talking about Nature's Prophet, sure, that guy just gets boatloads of experience because it's all over the map.
The Nature's Prophet can't do anything to Pure this game. How do you sprout this guy?
Right, because he's going to be playing in trees the entire time. That sounds really enticing. It would be real shame if Falcons had ways to, I don't know, break down trees, get vision on heroes inside of trees, to do extra damage on heroes inside of trees, to, say, directly target the hero and roll after them in a snowball-like fashion.
They don't have any of that, fortunately.
They have none of that. There's no way to break through trees, trample over them. I don't know. I mean, you kind of got me interested on the 3 stacks of the scurry. That actually sounds pretty interesting.
It's pretty
good. I do feel like Falcons have an answer to that, sadly.
I mean, honestly, Austin, who cares? I'm just going to say, who cares? Like, if you have an answer to carry Hoodwink, congratulations. I applaud you. You know, really well done. The hero answers himself. It's not some gotcha pick. It's
Wait,
not
are
hard.
you trying to sell the Hoodwink carry?
I am.
Or are you trying to sell it out?
Let me finish my point. It's about who's playing it.
Okay.
That's what makes it work. You know, some heroes are not about matchups or draft. They're about raw skill and belief, faith that you can make the pick work. That's what I like about it. I expect a Falcon Blade into probably Treads, Maelstrom, maybe a fast Deso. You're going to get Dragonlance on this hero for sure at some point, which you can then get Hurricane Pike later. Quite a good Hurricane Pike game.
Okay.
Could see Silver Edge as well, though. That's a little less tempting now with the build-up. And Scotty is underrated on this hero.
Okay.
You get Scotty Daedalus going through these fights with some armor corruption. No joke. No joke, my friend. So look out. Papa's coming.
Again, I would just believe in it more if they were more like right-clicking heroes on Falcons. You know, where you've got the whole his innate, right? Hoodwink has that innate where you've got evasion next to trees.
I agree. That part of it is not working out too well.
It's like who's actually hitting you? It's
it
the
is a
Furion.
direct, well, it's a
That's
direct
it.
counter to the Furion. They got that at least.
Yeah. We'll see. The one thing they better do is win their lane. They better win their lane. Sprout on to save with the snowball on after, or not him. Went on to the neutrals.
I do like that they have this save Marcy again. I want to see. I still want to see more of this hero. I want to see what these top pros can do with it. I think it still has a huge amount of potential. In theory, a nice hero versus the Shaman as well. Crit trying to bring the Shaman back in this game. This hero's been top of the chart for a while now. It's just super hard to kill. Marcy just jumps on you, can displace you, can insta-burst you down. It feels like the matchup's pretty decent, honestly.
Okay.
I kind of like that. And, of course, biggest factor in this game is I do think Puck is the end-all, be-all in this game. Like, Falcons will always scale their tri-core, but Puck in this late game is a monster. And that is a concern for Falcons. You do not want this game going ultra late, I think.
You don't feel like they have enough control over the puck? They've got Shadow Shaman and I think Primal Beast. So you get a Blink Dagger, get the grab.
Not with, in theory, triple save behind him.
Okay.
You have Sleep Save, you have Pick Me Up, you have Dazzle with the Grave. Like, that's a lot of bailout. And when you give Puck bailout, the hero becomes a menace. They're going to rotate save top, try and get this Marcy going.
They're getting a lot of quills on them, but maybe they can overwhelm Amar quick enough. Amar might be able to get the Bane kill. Oh, a little bit of heal. Amar's actually turning the quills back around on them. Okay, Blood Grenade. Can they finish him off? Blood Grenade on the save. It's a double. Skeeter, he teleports in to help finish off Pure, so they get a 2-for-1. And Kataomi incredibly low as well.
If you don't have Furion coming in there, that's a better trade for BB team. But unfortunately, you do have to deal with that hero in the early game. At least Pure got the kill first, so you get the extra experience on this Hoodwink. And Amar, not too happy about that situation overall for him. That's a tough go onto the Bristle, man. In this early game, when he has resources like that, not a fun fight, even with some extra sustain for the Bane. Sleep on the Rune while Pulverize is going off.
Curveball over to the side. And with the coil, we'll lock the Primal Beast down. Unable to chase after either ranged core.
Gotta watch out for this Drinking Buddies bonus damage on the Primal. It's a nasty combo. Been a while since we've seen the Drinking Buddies, actually. I feel like it's just been tag team the whole way. Snaking, gonna bring it back here, and maybe that's a little bit of the combination they're looking for. As they go straight in with the amp damage, GPKU did not respect that rune on Malrine at all.
No. And with Crit coming in through the side. Speaking of Crit, if BB team wins this, do you think Falcons add Hoodwink back into the support pool? Because you've got maybe the #1 Hoodwink player in the game on the enemy side.
I think if Falcons win this, they're going to use it as even more fuel. Why they should never pick it for Crit again.
No, I was saying if BB team win.
No. If anything, then they'll just steal it from Crit and have Skeeter play.
There's no way Skeeter's playing that. That's just not his style. Pure, I can accept that.
That's what people said about his Naga. 1T, 1TI on that hero. Yeah, silenced you real quick there.
No, you
Skeeter
really
hater.
didn't.
Skeeter haters abound.
There's a massive sea of difference there between Naga, Siren, and Hoodwink.
I'll sort this out.
Guess I silence you real quick, huh?
No, I'm just admiring Pure. He knows what he's doing. He's got the right itemization going. You skip the boots straight into that javelin. Put this acorn to work.
Kind of reminds me of the with the troll build versus Timbersaw, where you rush Maelstrom.
Miracle Troll.
The javelin.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Very even early game across the board. I feel like this always happens with Falcons because you can't really beat them in the lane phase, but I feel like if they don't have the cheese picks for like the last pick Huskar or the Viper Razors, they're not going to beat you that hard either.
Snowball chasing after him and bowling through. In fact, Miro, who tried to help out save, is now going to be victim of Malrine as well.
Didn't even pop that shield rune.
No, not needed.
He's off to a very good start on this Primal after that double kill. I mean, he is top of the chart. He's getting the power runes. Still has his tower full HP here. This is a dream start for the Primal Beast here that can just drive the pace super well. You get a fast blink. You can set everything up around the map. I do think BB Team's lineup is fine with dealing with it. Like, you have Coil, you have a Bushwhack, you have Sleep Grip. You have enough interrupts for him And I think particularly when you play against the Primal Beast, having something with a BKB piercing stun is just super valuable because of how BKB dependent that hero is. So the fact you have the Bane sitting in the back this game, it's got to feel good. Like, this is a pretty good Bane game in theory against Falcons cores. It's pretty good against the Bristle, pretty good against the Primal, do fine against the Furion. Like, yeah, Furion pushes the map in and everything, but, you know, you're always going to have something like that against Bane. I think this is a pretty good Bane game. Hopefully Katayomi can find some levels and put the grip to use. And
is he going to be able to put the grip to use, though? I feel like
the Tusk is a big worry, but outside of that, I think even if you get it for 3 seconds, it's good. It's going to be good enough in these fights. Looking for Skeeter, trying to get that Maelstrom of his own done. He'll dodge that gank.
Pure came through the gate to try and help out, but no dice.
I mean, you have to be wary of this drinking buddies. Like, it's not a facet they've been playing against recently a lot, and this thing does a lot of bonus damage when it gets thrown on the Furion or the Primal in particular.
Yeah.
That is a lot of damage to fight through in this early game, so there's a reason BB team do not want to dive right now, and they're also missing ults on the supports. Falling a little bit behind here as the Tusk and the Rasta just out-leveling them by almost a full level each. Rough to make these aggressive plays, which means you're just falling back on the Squirrel. One can Pure pick up.
Falcons will pretty much always be focusing on stacks. Maureen did go for the AoE facet, so we'll see how he employs that in some of these fights. With the fast blink dagger, it means he is going to be starting off with that ultimate,
So
which
fast.
means the trample and the upheaval are going to be real big AoE.
This is a scary Primal on the map right now, especially with the combination of the supports. Anywhere he goes is massive kill threat. You have Wrath and Nature that can go in on top of all of that.
Yeah.
That's a brutal amount of damage to deal with here.
I mean, at least we know the one thing is that Maureen can't gank the top lane because it's Hoodwink.
Yeah,
So he's
untouchable.
limited to the other lanes.
This is a dead lane, as they used to say. I mean, this
Right.
is
Very
you just-
similar to Lifestealer
Exactly.
and Juggernaut.
If anything, I think it's harder to gank than Lifestealer. I would rather see a Lifestealer up here than the Squirrel.
And that's why Maureen doesn't even think about going top. He goes bottom, pre-smokes, TP's in, grabs Snake King, goes through the gate. Oh no, Avery, they're making the classic mistake of trying to gank the carry Hoodwink.
I mean, you can't. There is no way to kill this Hoodwink. It's not possible.
1100 HP. Oh, smoke's gonna break. Katomi gets in front of it, gets off the Nightmare. Now Snowball's gonna, doesn't pick up Maureen. Can you not pick up a Nightmare hero? Okay, Hero's gonna teleport in. Gets a pretty good poison. Maureen, he tramps through the trees, but they do manage to hit him with a sharpshooter. There's that break. Save gets the grab on him, pulled back the Primal Beast. Big damage coming in from Pure, and he's cutting him down. Now with the Fiend's Grip onto the Bristleback, the Quills. He needs more Quills to finish off Katomi. He doesn't quite get it. Now he's getting kited. Oh no, this is what happens.
Why did
you
they
try
try?
and gank the carry Hoodwink.
Dude, he did work in that fight. I know you're memeing on it here, but like, look at the damage. 2,200 coming out from him and 3,600 from this Dazzle.
No, he did. He did.
Miro, the one coming in big here, as the positioning from Katayomi is what sets all this up. Perfect around that tree line. You get the initial sleep on the Primal, dodge the Shard, and then Skeeter comes in, but he can't touch the Squirrel, man. There is no matchup there for him. And that Sharpshooter does a lot of damage in the early game. You tank that, and this Acorn, man, bouncing between everybody. Some extra minus armor synergy with the Dazzle.
Pretty
We
nice.
didn't talk about that, but like you had Weave on top of an Acorn going through with the Corruption later, potential Deso. You got a little buff from the Marcy. That's a lot of physical to deal with, particularly if you get broken.
Yeah. And BB team, with the numbers already here at the top lane, they go again. Coil onto the Primal Beast, try and pull him back. Acorn, big damage, and
perfect.
he got the grab on the two of them. Maureen will finally die. Now it's Snaking up next. The poison locks him down for a little bit. He gets off a snowball, heading towards the Dazzle. A sleep, a Nightmare trying to pull him out of the Sprout. Oh, now he slept himself on the side of Skeeter. Wakes himself up finally, but the puck comes back into play. GPK, two-man silent. Skeeter in some trouble.
Another
Sprout,
bushwhack.
another bushwhack that lands on a two. Pure,
the break.
he shoots and breaks the Bristleback. They all in on the Bristleback, get the kill, and the only person to die is Save.
Pure is owning. This might have been a meme pick at the start, but it has turned into a nightmare for Falcons right now. As they're just getting straight out skirmish. They had the early blink on the Primal. But is it doing them any good? This is not a lineup you want to blink into. He has to play with the team. And it feels like every time the Furion shows up, he's just eating acorns to the face. You get that break connection on the bristle, everything lining up here for BB Team in this early game. They are just cutting around these fights beautifully. And once more, save on this Marcy. I think we saw this last time. It's a hero that ends up accruing a lot of deaths because you just go in, but the impact's there, right? Like he's 0-4, but he is owning this early game. So everything coming up BB Team in that fight. Now they're in a really good position with their two big damage-dealing cores in the puck and that Hoodwink.
It does feel like Falcons, I think they can win fights, but they probably shouldn't be taking those fights into the Hoodwink unless they guarantee an initiation on that Hoodwink.
Yeah, if you can start on him, that fight's completely different.
The BB Team are doing a really good job protecting that Hoodwink. Katomi and his positioning and breaking the smoke. They have the saves, as you talked about.
The thing is, it's hard to start. It is genuinely hard to start on this hero if you don't just smoke and jump him. Because once the fight breaks out, he's in the tree line. He has incredibly long range. His Dragon Lance is going to come out soon as well. And he's not a hero that sits there and right-clicks you down. He's a hero that's right-clicking you through a spell, which means he can just kite the fight out and play for his cooldown rather than having to sit there. Makes a big difference for some of these melee lineups that we know Falcons like to run. And it's working out really well here. I also wonder how much these early fights would have changed if you had a Blade Mail on the Primal instead of the Blink. Not that this itemization is bad by any means, but I do wonder if it's like the Blink was so fast and it's so good, it forced them to go for these aggressive plays.
Crit. He gets spotted first, quickly killed. Now going for more. Got the coil onto 2, GPK.
Does have Blade Mail available on the Bristle.
Broken the Bristle back. Now they can all in him if they want, but Snake King does manage to pull him back. Nightmare still gets the grab onto Amar. Bushwhack fails because of the Nightmare, though. Awkward bit of dyssynergy. BB Team, though, still decent rotation. Got to support out of it and see if they can finish off that tower.
Oh, yeah, they're going to get it for sure here. Dazzle always gives you that little bit of sustain to man up. Last hit to Miro, having himself a fantastic game on this Dazzle. Not a hero that Falcons deal well with when you look at their lineup. Like, what do they really have to shut the Dazzle down in the fights? It's not a hero you can start on, the way the projection works. They don't have a lot of burst damage either.
No.
So you're kind of just dealing with these Shadow Waves across the entire fight. Man, these fights have just felt really awkward. It feels like Falcons are getting their usual game plan. They're really strong, but they can't make these connections work.
Get the kill onto save instead of GPK, not who they wanted. But frankly, Falcons could use any kill at this point. And that Nightmare pulled him all the way into the tower, thought maybe I could get a Fiend's Grip right next to this tower, but Crit, he was waiting.
I mean, Crit, reliable as usual, already has an Aether Lens somehow in this game.
Yeah, seriously.
Doesn't feel like it's been going that well for him, but he's honestly pretty farm. Only 1 death, level 9.5. Signature Shaman for the lad. Ag's done for Miro, though. That's the big team fight for BB Team here. And with their other 2 cores leading the charge, they have so much damage follow-up if this Dazzle can just control the fight, hold the front line together, give them the sustain, because this lineup doesn't naturally have a frontline tank. You're kind of dependent on the Marcy going in and then Dazzle giving you the extra HP.
Yep.
So Miro being strong in this game is really important for BB Team, and Falcons trying to break this front line, or maybe just run past it entirely.
It is really interesting that BB Team opted for 2 different cores that are able to do physical damage and do attacks on heroes with their spells, right? Because the same applies. You got the Acorn Shot, but you also have the Dazzle's Shadow Wave hit. Or whatever from his Agony Scepter, right?
Sleep setup and should work out. Yeah, easy pickings.
Easy.
I mean, I could say the same about Falcons, right? Primal and Bristol. Also 2, pseudo-physical hybrid carries that deal their damage through spells more than actual right clicks. That is the future of Dota, perhaps.
Why we're seeing the drunken brawler over the tag team. BB Team, a pickoff leading into Roche.
Nice timing for them. We saw the BKB arrive from Maureen, but he had to go to base for it, so no real way to contest this fight based on how far you're going to have to run. This is just a nice pickup for BB Team. Probably not a Roche they were expecting to get this free. One they'll happily take. Put that Aegis on Pure. He's even more invincible. Oh, he got the Brigand's Blade too.
Oh,
with
that
the
is
attack
nice.
with the attack range unleashed.
Yeah.
That's super nice for him.
Radiant are scanning.
Did you know this is called Dark Mercy?
Dire's
Oh, yeah,
bottom
the
tower is
passive.
What kind of name is that, dude? Passive Dark Mercy. Like, what? What does that even mean? What? So that's when you know Valve ran out of actual names.
Man, Katomi's been quick with these nightmares. Running into heroes. Instant nightmare. Another pick. They're just dismantling Falcons on the approach time and time again. Somehow Snake King gets some luck there. The big pine cones will take the last hit.
I don't think it's changed much on the map right now, but
No.
a little victory at least. I mean, this is the nighttime vision for the Bane that Kataomi's abusing. There's no counterplay on the side of Falcons. He's just outranging them, finding these open initiations. The fact he's already level 10 means you have that Nightmare fully online, and there's the Mjolnir for the Hoodwink. You know, the other aspect of this hero is he is kind of a ghost pusher.
Yeah.
Like, you just throw this Acorn out on the wave, it kills it completely once you have this Mjolnir up. Very hard to catch.
Lotusorb. Pick up from the Bristleback might just save Amar here. Deals with the poison nicely. The extra armor, it's certainly not going to hurt.
So
Falcons, despite it feels like they're under a lot of pressure, they are still keeping the net worth to their favor, which, I mean, that's just such a Falcons MO,
yeah,
right?
that's Falcons Dota. I mean, they're just an incredibly efficient team. Never really going to out-farm them around the map. You just have to get the catches when they matter and make sure you're scaling fine. And here, Falcons, BKB, we saw done on Mallory. He'll pick up an amp damager, and he wants to fight. This is prime fighting territory for the Primal Beast. You aren't going to find anything. And of course, you are still going into that Aegis. So even if you find Pure, that's not a guaranteed fight that's going your way. If anything, I'd rather find the supports at this point. Like, I'd rather find Marcy Bane and take them out of the equation. The Dazzle, of course, if you get him. But in theory, you should not be finding Miro first. Like, if you find him first, that's a misposition on his part. They're baiting the Bristle out top. Here's got other things in mind, though.
Got a Hex on a Pure, but he's got the Aegis, so this is going to be another situation where Falcons just give up a support, play somewhere else on the map. They are still building their net worth lead. Katomi, sneaky move, smokes straight to the Wisdom Shrine, takes it away, but Skeeter did grab the enemy Wisdom Shrine, so still a split. In that regard, the Tormentor will not be split. It'll be given to BB team and to the Marcy specifically.
That's a really nice shard. This one feels super good on the support Marcy.
What is that shard?
Lets you jump off enemies.
Oh,
I think is the biggest thing. Also, the damage is not insignificant. But just being able to run into someone off a smoke and jump off them or jump off an enemy creep or something is super quality of life. Pretty good vision out on the map for Falcons, but they haven't really been able to use it. BB teams have been playing on the upper half of the map. Most of it's on the southern half. Be surprised if they didn't try and smoke back to their wards at some point here. They feel like they have a good enough item timing. But you ran that amp damage rune out on the Primal. The Furion's not going to lead these smokes because, I mean, he's just AFK farming the map. He'll join. Kind of comes down to snaking to make that call. And he's the weakest hero in this game. Sometimes that has an impact. Like, guy who's making this smoke call is your Brown Boots Tusk with no blink. Don't always have the strongest read of where to go and who to jump.
Yeah.
When your game has been this slow and this clunky.
Aegis is going to expire soon, but it's going to be replaced by a full-out Hurricane Pike by Pure, which is going to be a great addition to his inventory.
Is he going the Pike? He's saving...
I think he bought... Oh, he
Saving
did
the
have
gold.
it queued up, and I thought he was going to buy
I was
it.
thinking BKB. Could go either here. He's having a good enough game. The Pike is totally fine.
Yeah, it's sick against Tusk Shards and Sprout, and then if you use it offensively when the Primal Beast charges in, force movement stops that charge.
Assuming he doesn't BKB, yeah.
True.
You catch him. It's going to be good whenever he gets in this game. He will eventually get it because Dragonlance is just a requirement on this hero. But he's already level 15, which, you know, I don't think this hero's ever going to lead the experience department because he just doesn't clear Ancients and he doesn't... Sometimes you miss some of the XP off of waves or whatever, but he already has the talents up. Like, this hero's so much about getting through your talent tree. This is honestly a pretty good position.
What is that new talent? Sharpshooter provides vision while charging. Do you get like a little cone of vision? And it gives true sight. Weird.
You get like the line of where it's going to shoot.
That's interesting. I haven't seen that yet.
But it's not super wide.
Yeah. It's not like Pierre's going to get that, obviously. The minus armor corruption for a carry hoodwink.
Yeah,
sounds pretty good.
The talents on this hero are pretty well divided between carry and support.
Yeah. Either you're an acorn guy or sharpshooter guy. Well, I guess my next question is, it's all fine, well, good. BB team win early fights and such, but what happens if Falcons don't run into you like they were doing before? Now they're playing this dodge game. They're playing this farm around the map game. Are you okay with that if you're BB team? Are you okay with a longer game?
I think they're okay. You go back to the puck scale here, and the fact you have so many saves in your lineup that this puck can reliably be a primary damage dealer in that late game because you're not too worried about him getting jumped and bursted when you have Graves, Sleep, Pick Me Up.
Or especially Lincoln's to stop the initiation in the first place.
Absolutely. Maybe the one concern is just you are playing against Falcons. Like, this is one of their strengths as a team, no matter what the draft is. They're just scary in the late game. Like, they know how to scale everybody up. They play the fights really well. They're a great spell casting team. And, you know, that's Amar. That's his real threat as a player, in my opinion, from that offlane. He's going to get more farm than the average offlaner, and he's probably going to use it better in the later portions of the game than most offlaners in terms of just carrying the game. Yeah. Maybe he's not going to be the best playmaker, you know, finding jumps or whatever, but when he's on these hybrid scaling heroes, he's a beast.
Whoops. Accidentally popped the smoke instead of the glimmer cape, so not only is he going to die,
that's rough.
But he lost a smoke Falcons could have used. Definitely knows about that ward on the high ground, though.
Also, we'll reveal the Lincolns on GPK. Not insignificant here going into the next fight.
Sure.
Of course, Roche can be up at 30. You really want to be getting these lanes. And I will once again point to the vision Falcons have on the map. You look at the two ops, they're super deep on the map. I don't think these have really done much for them because they haven't been able to make smoke moves to them. And BB team haven't been farming, like they don't have a clear Ancient clear. So warding the Ancients hasn't given you much information here either because they're just playing the side lanes.
Counterpoint, have you watched Skeeter's movements? Has Skeeter been using those wards?
He has been using the top one, yes. So that is an option. He could be using the wards to aggressively farm if he doesn't see anybody there. He'll go to this top one here, for example. So you're right, there is some decent benefit there. I'm not saying they're useless. I just think Falcons haven't gotten the normal map control they would have wanted out of these when you have a Furion. Like, you can smoke to that deep ward. Furion's farming your side of the map. He can instantly connect, even if that smoke doesn't land. You don't lose much. It's very efficient. Instead, you're kind of having to rat out the sides of the map. And that's why we're not seeing this lead grow. And when you're not growing the lead with Furion, he's a little bad, man. Refresher done for Maureen. Very aggressive choice.
He's going to get the catch. The rest of his team try and follow it. Or it looks like he got caught, rather. But I thought that was going to be a sandwich play for BB team. Not at all, apparently. It was just Katomi dying and BB team backing out.
Yeah, they're just farming the map. Like, they're not in a rush here. Everybody's getting big items.
I have to disagree with that. My gut just seems wrong that you've got to carry Hoodwink and that you aren't trying to take over the game.
You just have no faith.
I don't. I will admit that I have no faith.
You can always go Divine Rapier on this hero.
that didn't sell me on it, but that's fair.
Look at the angle Falcons
Smoke's going to break on the side here, and they counter smoke. Oh, that smoke is immediately broken, and all of a sudden they spotted Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman, despite the attempt by Snaking to pull him out of danger.
Yeah, you got broke.
What was Falcons looking for there that they didn't pull the trigger on that fight?
It just ran in at an awkward angle, couldn't get the vision, and like, his GPK sitting there. Can't really lead on him. Just awkward.
Is it Miro or bust? Like, they just want to find the Dazzle. If they don't find the Dazzle, they don't think they could take the fight?
Buyback from Snaking. They just feel disjointed right now. They don't have a clear way to start the fight other than Maureen pulling the trigger. And if he doesn't like what he sees, you're not doing anything.
Just that acorn shot bouncing back.
I mean, also,
refresher.
Well, I was going to point out with this refresher is, like, how good is this when it's this early? Because you have no mana pool. This refresher's half your mana pool. Like, I refuse to believe you go in a fight, you use your entire kit, you refresh, that you can use your entire kit again.
So you're saying you don't have faith in the
No,
refresher?
no, I don't.
Beast.
I think this should be...
We just got a couple of doubters on the microphone.
I mean, I think it should be a Kai item or a Shiva's or the Yags or something like this, right? Like, this is just too early for the refresher. I mean, he wants to have double BKB for the fight, but...
Trying to bait out Amar. GPK, I think, was well aware of it. He blinks forward to break some of the smoke, get some vision of what's going on here.
I genuinely think Falcons are just confused at how to start the fights when there's so many saves in this BB team lineup. They don't feel confident starting on anybody because, okay, if you go on the puck, well, we're not going on the dazzle. If we go on the dazzle, there's a sleep save, there's a grip, there's a Marcy pick-me-up. Puck's going to have a free fight. If we don't, if we're doing any of those, we're not finding the hoodwink.
Skater's got to be careful. He teleports to the other side of the pit. That was right under a ward. He does not get caught, but it was close. It was a close call.
He cannot go down. There's a world where you play off the Fury on buyback for this Roche fight. He is 500 short.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's, 30 seconds for the Furion.
I mean, Roshan goes to the other side. Falcons have more control of this side of the map right now.
I think this is the play for Falcons. You get the buyback here on the Furion. You got it with that Wrath of Nature. You hold this, you take a 6-on-5. Downside of this Roche going to this side is BB team could do the same on their outpost.
Sitting on the high ground, shield rune for Amar. He pushes forward, trying to force some action here.
Look at the flank, though. Puck on the backside. They caught the Tusk.
They did, and they are taking out the Tusk almost right away. Meanwhile, they're going for the Dazzle, trying to take him out, but he jumped into a Fiend's Grip. The teleport in from Skeeter is really awkward. He gets off the BKB. He's trying to hold Pure back. Pure walks through that Sprout and finishes off the Furion easily. The Dazzle doesn't die with the Nightmare on the Bristleback, and all is going wrong. Now they commit back in for Miro. He's got another Shallow Grave. Maybe they finish him off, but this fight is already done for Falcons. They're throwing it all in for one kill. Pure, maybe he dies to Skeeter, though. Skeeter, he needs one more hit. He's not going to get it. No! All these low health heroes. Save's going to jump on a Skeeter. It's going to look like a dieback here as he gets tossed back into the puck, who finishes him off. Amar chased after these heroes. He finally did manage to finish off Miro. Maybe he can get saved. Oh, nice blocking from GPK and pick me up to take him away. Amar desperately trying to get at least one more kill out of this. The hairball doesn't connect. Save is home free.
Beautiful kiting of this Bristleback. They just controlled him with the utility from the Bane. The sleep's been really annoying for ATF in these fights. And he's not the biggest damage dealer with this build. It's more of a utility bristle between the hairball plus the Crimson. So if they just sleep him and deal with the damage dealers, that fight's easy. Beautiful grip onto that Furion as well. That decides that fight by a large margin. And the fact that both Miro and Pure lived on less than 50 HP, you're really playing the margins there and playing them well. Now you're level 20 on the Hoodwink. You got your corruption talent. Parasma's done on the puck. The damage is starting to pick up here. That was your big Furion buyback fight.
Yeah.
And you didn't win it. You lost the Furion twice. He's still dead for 50 here. Such a long death timer because he's so high level.
And Falcons, it's going to be up to Amar to try and stall this out. A bash on a Pure created a small opportunity. They go for the Nightmare Sharpshooter shot. And look at that Bristleback get melted. He gets off the Lotus on himself with a Glimmer Cape on him, trying to deke away, but save. He'll close the distance. And two more hits. Pure, he'll get him. It got him in the end. He still had an Acorn shot to use too. GPK, he jumped on crit meanwhile. Goes for the other support in Snaking. Spots him. And think he's dead.
You can't frontline like that. Not when GPK has such a good angle on your supports. You can't bail him out with a snowball save because, well, you're getting coil silenced by the puck on the backside of that fight. And of course, you can't frontline on your own because of the break.
And finally, BB team feels like they've been winning this game for 20 minutes straight, but now it feels like they finally kind of crack things open. They'll get a large net worth lead. They've got another Aegis to work with. Daedalus soon to be done for Pure. He's got that 20 talent.
He's hitting his stride. Like, he is getting to the talents. He's getting to the big items. He got Shiv as well, so he got Brigand's Blade into Shiv, just kind of the hoodwink dream right here. And another catch up top will
Another
result
Fiend's Grip.
in an easy pickoff here.
Chaining the stunts nicely, so no opportunity for a BKB.
This Bane's been a problem this game.
Yeah.
It's a really big problem for their lineup. They don't have easy ways to stop the grip because the supports are getting controlled by the puck.
Take the time for another Tormentor. See who gets this one. It's Miro. Very nice. So now your options of killing Miro at the start of the fight, they were pretty grim to begin with, and now they're non-existent.
Yeah, no chance. You just have to fight through it, and that is not fun. Particularly when you look at the armor on the side of Falcons right now. You have the Lotus. I mean, Amar has some bonus armor, but this Primal is... He's fish food, man. He's got no armor at all. Downside of going for this refresher before the Shivas.
Yeah.
He's going to get melted.
That's... Sounds like itemization really coming into question here, right? Should he have gone the Blink Dagger first? He had such a fast Blink Dagger, it was pretty enticing, but Blade Mail is usually the typical build-up for this hero.
It's just one of those games where you watch it and, you know, we can sit here and watch it and go, I could have seen how Blade Mail into like Shiva's BKB build-up would have been better this game. But I absolutely can see where if that first Blink move works, you catch the hoodwink, we could be looking at an entirely different game.
Oh, yeah. Skeeter. He's almost level 25, but he is going to be dead for a while here. Caught on the Wisdom Shrine. You can't keep stealing that forever. You'll get punished eventually, and BB Team full commitment to do so here. 90 seconds. No enemy carry and an Aegis. BB Team. Is this going to be the window to take a little gander at high ground?
Still have 2.5 minutes on this Aegis. Pure looking for a Satanic. That'll be his next item. That is going to be a beastly item to get here. And I mean, GPK Shield Rune, he's going to play super aggressive right now, looking for 25 of his own as he's matching the Furion's levels. Falcons in big trouble right now. Have to find a way to weather the storm and get to the later scale on the Primal and the Bristle in particular. And again, the Furion, he's so high level every time you die. Feels like an eternity before he's back on the field.
Yep.
No buyback available. Still has that cooldown from the earlier fight. 2 minutes for Pure to do whatever he wants right now. Wonder if Falcons are even going to fight this. Probably not.
I don't think so.
I think they're just conceding whatever he can get before the Furion's back up. And hoping that's only one lane. Could be two.
And save. He's going to call that. Pops his ultimate to help take down the towers a little bit quickly, and they're going to go for 2. Wanting to end the game here and now. Trying to force Falcons into some sort of fight without their Furion. The Furion's back up now, though.
Putting Pure on the front line is giving Falcons an opening onto that big damage dealer.
Hexed up. No sharpshooter, though. Pure aimed for the supports. Malrain, his initiation completely whipped there. Gets the grab on Miro, trying to blow him up. He gets off the Shellgrave in time. Now they go back in, refresh. Another grab. This one's going to be on Pure. Pure's getting a little bit low, but he still has that extra life. You have to remember, Sharpshooter goes out, doesn't hit Snaking. Instead, it's on Skeeter.
Got the dazzle.
When he comes back in on this second life, can Pure get away? Trying to pick me up, gets him out. Coil onto 2. Meanwhile, Malrain chasing after him. Skeeter, he forced that sword to finish off Pure, and he does manage to get him. GPK, a lot of low heroes, will not jump to his orb. He's going to call it quits on this fight. Cut their losses. Falcons. Valiant defense. For the first time, they managed to kill the Hoodwink.
Downside of putting Pure on that front line to hit the building when everybody's up, it's just so easy to jump him, see other heroes, and finally they get a connection on who they want in this game with just the Miro Dazzle.
Yeah.
That's the big upside of Malrain going in here is he canceled the grip with his own charge, or maybe Pick Me Up
I think
it out.
Pick Me Up stopped it, yeah.
And then you're just able to lay in all this damage on that Dazzle. No punishment. Yeah, he survives here off the grave, but you know you're going to be able to run him down here. And the second he's gone, this fight looks way easier.
Back in real time, it's Falcons hitting the high ground right back at BB Team.
That was a big slip up.
It was.
Not the kind of lineup you want to throw away a huge fight with.
Great initiation. Crit finds an opening onto Kataomi, who has been an absolute bane of Falcons' existence. taking him out of the fight and prolonging BB team's time here where they are lacking in heroes. It could be Falcons going for 2 now.
As Furion does a lot of DPS when he gets to stand there and hit. Put some trees around him, give him the drinking buddies.
Yeah.
Significant amount of right-click DPS.
And thanks to 25, he's still going to be able to deal with all the waves pushing in around the map. They are not going to go for 2. Satanic is needed for Skeeter before this next engagement.
Big pickup for him if he can survive long enough to get it off, get a second life. Pure still looking for his, still looking for that 25 as well. And man, Maureen shows up when Falcons needed him. Huge fight with that Ags reveal. He was farming top, gets it, joins that mid fight, instantly almost to his next item. This is the kind of scale that Falcons need to go late in this game. The Primal Beast coming alive. Big setback for BB team, and now they're behind in gold. That was a 12K swing in 2 minutes.
Which in turn means that the mid laner BB team needs to step up. You said when it comes to scale in this game, there's the 25 for the for the Hoodwink, but you said the puck was going to be crucially important for BB team if this game did push into late, which now it seems like it will.
And he does finish Shiva's on top of Pharasma, Whisper of the Dread Unleash. That is a lot of spell amp this puck is delivering. Something to watch out for here, as he also has 25 Dream Coil piercing that debuff immunity. Another big talent in this game when you're dealing with double BKB cores that need to get a lot of damage out during the BKB durations. GPK can definitely cause Falcons problems.
BKB is up next for him. BKB purchased by Save.
Feels like a lot of this game is what Maureen gets done. Like, does this Primal get in there and get to use both his BKBs, both his pulverizes, disrupt everybody, take the Dazzle down? Or does he get caught by a coil, a grip, something that interrupts him and ruins that team fight?
If we can get to Ags on Kataomi, it feels like the grip is assured, right? No matter what happens with like the pick-me-up, you know, canceling your grip, like that's not going to happen if you got the extra illusions to hold the grip, and he almost has it. So,
I mean, I'm surprised he's not just selling this wand to buy it out here for this smoke. Like,
yeah,
you're smoking without this Bane Ags, and
he's got a windlace in his backpack he could sell too.
Yeah, this feels a little awkward, but nonetheless, it's not as important to have it for this smoke play if you're looking for the pickoff as it is for the next big team fight. And of course, 25 on that Hoodwink. I mean, got to prioritize it. It's a massive talent for this hero.
Yeah.
Like it makes this hero in the late game. Did get Monocle as well. Dude, his neutral item roll has been insane.
What's the enchantment he's got?
Titanic, so.
Okay, extra base attack, yeah.
Yeah, status resistance, probably not too useful.
No,
but,
probably not.
A little extra damage goes a decent way.
Particularly since the biggest disable he has to worry about is a Primal Beast, which status resistance doesn't do anything for. He's getting Shiva's next.
I will say Monocle against Furion is a little worse because of the Wrath of Nature bouncing through.
Yeah, combined with the Primal Beast, like Shiva's.
Yeah.
The chances are you're going to disable that.
I feel like players actually don't really think about the fact that this item can get disabled a lot of times.
Sure.
You just think, oh, attack and cast range, I'm going to take it. But it's like in a game like this, how often are you going to be in the fight where it's not disabled? Now, maybe
it's smoke time.
That first hit is all that matters here. And of
we
course,
had an amp damage on Pure. They really want to take advantage of it.
This is a huge move for BB team with this rune. See if Falcons just try and dodge it out. Butterfly delivered for the Furion. No buyback available for Skeeter. He buys out. Oh. That is massive. He cannot go down early in the fight.
Could just be the game on this smoke move. They find the right heroes. Smoke is going to break on crit. Shivas goes out, spots crit. Quick kill there. Now they see Maureen. Hurricane Pike trying to push back. BKB is going to be activated. He goes for Pure, gets the grab onto Save instead. Refreshes. Now chases after Pure. Got the grab on him. The Hoodwink. It's being smashed. The snowball put onto him. He's not dead yet. The Satanic goes off the ankle shot and he heals up almost to fall. And a sharpshooter from across the screen takes down Maureen.
Save in the right place at the right time. Bailing the carry out. Gives him the time he needs. Buybacks on supports from both sides. Very even fight in the end.
Yeah.
But it looked way better for Falcons than it did for BB team there. The positioning was so awkward going up that hill, having your smoke broken with a bristle behind the trees and the fight gets separated.
The Hoodwink getting
Way
grabbed.
too chaotic.
I thought a Fury on teleport was going to come in and the Hoodwink was just going to die, but he manages to live through the disables. Satanic Acorn Shot is one hell of a way to get back to full HP.
And he's got 2 of them now, 25 online.
Yeah.
You thought we were never going to get there.
We did indeed. I mean, my argument would be you probably should end the game before you get to that point if you're doing carry Hoodwink. But I guess we'll put it to the test here.
It's a bold Roche attempt when you don't have the Fury on
Bushwhack,
by.
it lands on his Skeeter. Skeeter already in half HP. He's trying to finish up this Roche, trying to get CH, gets the grab before GPK can. Satanic trying to heal him up a little bit. They're gonna get the kill on to save. Now a shot goes out. Crit in some trouble. GPK there on the other side. Skeeter will die inside the pit, and a lot of Falcons heroes are low. Can they help out Skeeter inside the pit?
No
I don't think so.
chance.
Fiend's Grip, they leave him behind.
You will have buyback.
Kind of stuck around. He's gonna die as well.
You got just enough for buyback on the Furion, though, out of that fight. That might count for everything here. Falcons are going to have to defend their base. Cheese on to save. You got the banner and the cheese out of that pit.
Level 25 for the Bristleback is next. Which talent is that they took?
Warpath
Warpath stack,
damage.
so his right-click damage
Yeah,
is
he's
really
trying
amped up.
he's trying to scale up, and we do see the Shiva's done for Maureen. Big damage boost for him. Extra mana capacity for this Refresher Ags.
Got to be careful with this jump forward. Malrine, he gets grab onto, and here comes the buyback. Furion, he's going to try and go after this one with a teleport in. Pure, they spotted him,
Coil
get the
snap.
vision on, going after him. The coil snap on Malrine. Malrine's dead. Pure's keeping his health alive with the Satanic. Skater, he's got no more health now. He just turns on his Sage. Shallow Grave goes out. Sage's going to be okay for now. Amar chasing around. He's trying to help out Skeeter where he can, but Sage, he's only just now died. Skeeter still has 4 more heroes to get through. No chance. BB team will take them all out. It's just Amar left. Amar versus the world. BB team. They've got this well in hand. Nothing stopping them from claiming Game 1 victory.
Too much sustain for Skeeter to deal with. He got a full fight there. It just doesn't matter. Too many targets to bring down. The Maureen Primal Beast got interrupted going in there and didn't have Refresher for that fight. That's the big difference maker. He can't get a second round of everything off. No second BKB as that cooldown was still ticking from the Roche fight. BB team looking at a Game 1 victory here.
Crit buys a boot to travel, teleports up to top. He's going to bring some heroes back. Bristleback, can he hold this against less than 4?
Yeah, Snakes are doing some work here.
Yeah.
BB team got to hurry up. I mean,
They really do.
This is slow and clunky.
Okay, Fiend's Grip all in on the Bristleback. Take him out of the equation. He's gone, no buyback. Now it's just the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah,
now the GG is called. All right, all right.
Man,
Crit.
what a nice game, though. Like, really cool game from BB team. This draft it's a glass cannon-oriented draft. There's a lot that can go wrong for it, but when it works, it looks really beautiful. And taking advantage of the fact Falcons are going to pick some of these heavy melee, even out this series, look towards that Enchantress, looks towards the Puck. At the same time, I think this Luna, I'm not super sold on it. I think this hero has really tough matchup into the Chaos Knight. Like, you can deal some damage into the illusions, but I think at some point this hero just overwhelms you. It used to be a pretty strong counter pick into that Luna, and
2 seconds to battle.
it's a nice CK game outside of maybe the Dawnbreaker for a little bit, but I think even then you overpower that hero at some point, and I think this Chaos Knight is going to be a big problem in the late game if it gets there. Like, the supports don't answer him at all. The Puck can do a little bit, the Dawn can do a little bit, but you just picture these late game fights where CK goes in with an ult and risks one of these cores and starts beating them. What happens in those 2 seconds? Not enough to clear him out.
The battle
I will say a couple things, though. I think that the Moonshield facet has been underrated, and I think it's stronger than people give credit for. We've seen a little bit more of the Moonshield being taken by these Lunas, and that is a tool that Luna has in this matchup against Chaos Knight that she did not previously have. You add on that damage reduction to the Solar Guardian with the Aghanim Scepter, maybe that prevents you from being bursted. That allows the heal to be kicking in. I will agree with you, though, the Dawnbreaker, I mean, part of the problem is the Dawnbreaker was just much better with her old Aghanim Scepter
100%.
against Chaos Knight, right? And miss chance against Chaos Knight is amazing. The heal,
Irrelevant.
it can be good, but more than likely, Chaos Knight is just going to burst down that target before the heal actually becomes a factor.
Chaos Knight does not care about AoE heal. He might care about single target save. That's why things like the Dazzle or the Wyvern can be annoying for him, because you're going in trying to burst a single target, it gets turned around against you.
Yeah.
AoE heal, whatever, man. He's not going to care. So I think Pure is set up pretty well here. I think the supports are set up well against the puck. This is why, again, I pointed towards the Enchantress to kind of skew some of these towards Falcons. I think they can have a really strong early game. Luna can sometimes give you that.
How'd that happen?
But you just got run down.
Yeah, we just jumped to Skeeter, and he was way out of position. I can only assume that he pushed a little far forward to hit Miro, and a dead shot forced him deeper than he wanted to be. Very well played, I guess, by Save.
Not a kill that should have happened. There's no way you should give up first blood with the Luna in this lane. Big misstep.
I mean, that Luna was picked up specifically to beat the Timbersaw in lane, right?
100%. This is a favorable lane match. It's one of the better carries. It's also one of the carries that after you win the lane, you carry that advantage into the mid game, providing the overwhelming magic damage. So if the Timber gets out ahead, he negates some of that because he can get faster defensive items online. And you also want to win this lane because you want to free up the Enchantress to roam. If the Luna is in a worse position, if she's behind on levels, you can't leave her alone. That hinders Snaking's game on top of it. Then you can't get this mid roam going into the Monkey with the Dispel for the Jingu. Can't get this gate rotation going into the Bane CK lane that can't really deal with early creeps overrunning them. These are the pressure points for Falcons. You really got to hit them here.
Do you think it's fair to say that Falcons have either continued or stayed stagnant in their play so far? This has been a rough year for them. And I feel like, I was hoping at, end of the year, EWC, TI, they would show up and be the best form of themselves. But I haven't seen that at all so far in this tournament.
Has not been super impressive, but of course, they have a lot of time to warm up here. If they get stuff going, there's still a lot of games to play.
Okay.
Also, I mean, a rough year for them. It's like, they only averaged 4th place instead of 2nd,
I mean, didn't they recently get like 8th or something
like that? Yeah, they got Turbo last, but we won't talk about that. It averages out.
Fighting for the Lotus. Crit, he's going to die first here, but maybe Kataomi goes down. No, Amar wants to stick it out. He'll take the fight against Pure. And if he wins this fight, the winner of this fight will get a Lotus.
I don't think you're winning that, son.
And Pure is the winner of the fight. He's not going to take the Lotus. He wants the kill first onto Amar. Amar also has this creep wave that's pushing into his tower. Now he's low and may not be able to get much of the CS.
It feels really bad for him. At least Crit can bring Salve directly in him, but low mana doesn't have the full combo. That's what happens with this hero if you lose that Lotus trait. That's a really important Lotus to get for the side lane Dawnbreaker.
Yeah.
Big win for BB team here. Equalizing this lane, striking back in terms of that regen battle. The Monkey King is winning mid, and we saw that kill top, so all the lanes, little things going BB team's way. Showing up again. This is a scary team to play against right now. We saw them fresh off a land victory there, and they're finding some form, they're finding some confidence. I expect this team to go far.
Yeah, I think the confidence is the biggest thing. I don't think BB team really lacks in confidence ever, but it is showing in their drafts, right? The versatility of Pure's picks. We had that window of time where they had benched Pure or whatever and had the stand-in. They were playing without him. Seemed to be an awkward time, but now that he's back on the team, and they seem to be enabling his quirkiness.
Oh, nice pick up there with the extra shredder hits off the tree.
A second death from Skeeter. Meanwhile, battling out in the bottom lane. Crit looks like he may die again here in the lane, and Pure still had the Lotus to work with. He's got plenty of mana. Holding on to the Chaos Bolt, and not going to chase after Amar too hard. Oh, now he goes for it.
Good damage trades for them.
Yeah.
Early Raindrop for Pure as well in this lane. Raindrop stick, early Bracer. It's a lot of HP to get through. Makes the trades a lot harder when most of that Ether Shock gets sucked up. And of course you have Brain Sap on the other side. They're going to get another sleep here. Amar in trouble.
Another bolt, 2-second bolt. Amar turns around, hits the Starbreaker, does what he can. A little bit of heals go out, but Amar is still dead, and now Pure will turn his attention onto Crit. Again, damage trades to the favor of BB team on top of the fact that they have been getting kills out of the lane. 5-0 BB team.
Man,
lead the way in game 2.
I mean, little things decided this bottom lane between the Dawn and the CK, and once you lose those little trades, you lose that Lotus, these things add up. You can't win the trades later on. The early regen items come in for the Bane and the Chaos Knight. They're going to try and go on Pure again. This would be a huge kill to snag, get on the board, and should get it here. Just not respecting the TP potential.
Putting a
Boulevard.
lot of effort into the mid lane, and they caught the puck after using the orb with the Nightmare. Beautiful timing from Kataomi.
Oh yeah, that is a perfect setup, right as that 6-minute power rune spawns. So
yeah, and it spawned bottom. Snaking was set up at top, but it goes bottom, so that means GPK and Invis rune not the greatest, but
I love that move from BB Team. There's so many things about it that are just perfect. You go with the 6-minute power rune, you get the puck before he's able to make an aggressive coil move on your monkey. You use the fact that GPK is winning the lane, and you stop that Enchantress going in there that you knew was going to come out around that time.
oh, boundless strike before the third Starbreaker hit. Great timing from GPK. He says, all right, you help me out in the mid lane, I'll help you out in the side lane. Pure may have died, but he is still sitting very pretty in a network chart and experience thanks to all these kills. 8-1 now. And a Wisdom Shrine.
Another perfect move here.
Say it ain't so.
Is under attack.
If they get both these Wisdom Shrines, Falcons are in trouble. You do not want to lose both of these with an Enchantress lineup.
I think it's guaranteed. There's nothing to stop the Monkey King or the Timbersaw.
You're supposed to be king of the map, and now you're going to be playing against a massive support level difference. Brutal stuff here for Falcons early on in this game too. I think they were trying to come out more guns blazing with the laning phase, like have some strong lane set up, make rotations of their own, take the fight to BBT. Now you find yourself down 8-1 early. The Monkey King is really far out ahead. The CK won his lane. The Timber is suffering, but he got a couple of the cheeky kills on the Luna. That counts for a lot here.
Skeeter already chased away, so the two supports don't have enough damage to kill Save. And again, deja vu. A bit of action happens. Crit's the one to die for it.
This Muerta's causing him problems. It's really hard to engage in this calling. Tough spell for the Shaman to go into. It's going to be tough for the puck in the fights. Even the Luna, the way the Luna tries to outrange you in the fight with beams, she has to basically go into the calling sometimes, depending on where the fight's happening.
Yeah.
Really tough spell for Falcons to fight into.
And the rotations continue to hit their marks. BB team, they're there at top lane. They sweep together to control the power runes, though it is Save maybe dying for it. Pushed him into the calling twice. Oh, and the Nightmare dodge. Beautiful stuff. Malrine goes. Oh, no. He was going to jump to the orb, and maybe he could have killed Save. Instead, he dies. Save. He tried to hold on to the amp damage rune for the Monkey King, but it turns into something so much sweeter.
His bottom tower is under attack.
Even through that Sister Shroud, Brawny, they get the kill. Very defensive neutral item, does not pay off of the puck. He goes down anyway, and that is more gold into the Monkey King's pocket. GPK turning it up a notch here. They gave away that puck that was such a factor in that game one. They had a plan against it, and man, the plan's working out, right? Two supports he really struggles against, and a lane matchup that is favorable for GPK that they can rotate to and have some kill threat with.
Yeah.
It's all coming together here.
And the funny thing is, I'm looking at some of these heroes. The Monkey King mid, right? You think of that as a Malrine hero, right? The Chaos Knight, that's what Skeeter was rocking when Falcons was in their heyday. Like, BB team have turned some of their best heroes around on them.
Of course, the ATF Timber took it away from them as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
This Tricore is a Falcons Tricore through and through. You really are beating them at their own game here.
And here comes the smoke gank.
Oh, a third
for
death
another
for
Skeeter kill. Hopped onto him, dead shot, back into the calling. Now they do have the ults that are gonna come down and blow up the Monkey King, but the Luna still dies. GPK not dead yet, changing the guard. He managed to get over to the side, TP's away. He's good. It's gonna be Falcons who not only have lost their carry, but gonna lose even more for it. At best, they'll get saved. Malrine gets that off of the coil. Miro somehow got himself stuck in trees. That doesn't happen for a Timbersaw usually.
What? How do you get stuck in trees on Timber?
Yeah, that's a good question. Miro will be caught by Malrine as a result of that. So a little bit of luck going Falcons' ways, but it's still a pretty good fight for BBT.
I don't even think Arteezy could do that if he tried. that was incredibly unfortunate. Nonetheless, it's still an... Honestly, I think that outcome is okay for BB team considering how bad it looked right there.
Yes.
Like, you didn't all in this Luna. He gets the ult off. Solar Guardian did some work. The Monkey is just far enough ahead. You're able to tank it, and change of the guard gets him out of there. That's a big win. You do not want to lose the Monkey while you're trying to snowball this game.
And now we got our level 6s on the BB team support. So Fiend's Grip, first one put to use. Gets a kill on a core. It's the Dawnbreaker that dies. Save gets his level 6 now, so.
Man, Kataomi's doing work on this Bane. And a lot of this is coming down to that Wisdom Shrine. Like, you're missing level 6s on these two supports for Falcons. You already have it online for the BB team supports, as you said. That level differential is putting work out on the map right now. You just play so aggressive. Like, this is a Bane running into an Enchantress. Should pay the price here.
Yeah. Doubt Pure is going to put too much effort into trying to bail out Kataomi here.
I hit him with the Hadouken. I mean, that's some XP that these supports desperately need, and need to find some more impact from snaking here. Get some tier 1 towers down, get some early fighting going, start farming some more waves up. See Armlet flying over for Pure. Very tanky hero to try and deal with in this early game.
Radiant are scanning.
They really want this tier 1 on the safe lane, but
You're not getting it for free.
Yeah, are you bold enough to man up for it here? And the answer is
Staking, he got up to level 6, used the Hurricane to try and push him out of the Wukong's command. Ooh, well played. A dead shot goes out. No Trockum, doesn't have the range. Now, ooh, the Eclipse, not going to be able to land the stun. Dawnbreaker comes in a bit too late to catch Pure. BB team, do not overstep. Not quite. Hey, no
really
GPK's on the
ward.
trees, though. They cut him down with the hammer. Down to half. Shackled up and gone. Now the coil onto the Timbersaw, looking for more. Falcons strike back.
oh, this is an easy rundown. Whoever you get here,
Got
cherry
the
on
slow
top.
onto the save. He will die as well.
What a find.
Nice
ATF.
played.
Super good hammer. That was a ward deep in the lane for BB team. That's why GPK is lingering around there. He says, guys, they used big spells, they used ults. We have the vision advantage. This should be a good fight. And he is correct. But he just got outplayed. And suddenly Falcons get to turn this early game to their advantage. They get to take a tower on top of it. 3 kills, double core kill into a tier 1, 2K gold swing just like that. Maureen survives the whole time. Huge for the puck as that'll finish up the Witchblade. And now it's BB team on the back foot.
Yeah. Maureen hoping to get another support pick off. There are reinforcements here. He's got to be careful. Stun goes out on the Centaur. Fiend's Grip onto the Maureen. Centaur gets the stun to stop the Fiend's Grip, but it's not good enough.
Ran out of mana.
And now Crit. He's going to be catching some Phantasm illusions from Pure.
Too over aggressive. Did get the D ward with the Enchantress. That was a fresh planted ward, so little vision advantage going their way. And I mean, nice Centaur stomp for the grip cancel, but just don't have mana on the puck. That was right as you were getting the Witchblade, as things were starting to look good for him. You swing it right back BB team's way, and they're going to translate that into some tier 1 tower damage. Diffusal done for GPK is pretty terrifying around this map. He's had such a fast start. He's so high level.
It's a very crucial item. It's going to catch the Monkey King on the way out. The coil into the Dawn. Landing right on his head is a fairly nice combo. Falcons guarantee it.
This just feels like a game of overextensions. Like, who can punish who more for their greed in some of these fights and towers?
I guess that's going to happen when you're pushing into Shadow Shaman and Puck with the coil, or Bane with the Fiend's Grip. Really nice single target that can punish heroes overextended.
At least wards guarantees some of your objectives here as Falcons.
Sure.
Pretty hard to overextend when you throw those on the front line, and should be the same for Roshan eventually.
Snaking, run to the Pure here. Pure can't do too much about him.
Value of the Enchantress on the front line.
What neutral item? Because I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, the Silence would have been nice versus the Puck. The Break would have been nice against the Enchantress. Is he getting much value out of his facet? So he got an early Poor Man Shield for his first one. We'll see what he gets on the next round.
I would not underrate this facet, honestly. People tend to underrate these facets that just provide kind of a passive bonus. Because, you know, you don't see the direct impact a lot of time, but you get all these things ahead of time. Maybe it means you survive in a fight. Maybe it means you get that extra kill because you have slightly more damage. That adds up.
No, I agree.
You know,
I'm just saying there's a clear benefit to the other facet, so I want to weigh that against what this facet's doing for him.
Maybe Pure just thinks he's unlucky, right? If you're unlucky, then the other facet's not that good.
That's true. That's true.
You know what the best buff in Dota is, Austin?
Is it luck?
No. It's 1 armor.
That is true.
When a hero gets 1 armor, you know they're gonna be
Oh
broken.
my god, they ran into a timber saw right in the forest, the thick of it. A whirling death that took them both well below half HP. You're in the wrong neck of the woods there.
Yeah, that is the wrong neighborhood. Just a misread on the map. BB team take full advantage of it. Right place at the right time. That's going to finish up some big items for them. Atos on the save Muerta. More catch for this puck. More setup around the map. And then Orchid on the Chaos Knight.
More catch for the puck.
Yeah, Malraine's life just became way more difficult because you're looking at the itemization for the puck. It's Switchblade into Blink. Extremely standard here, but that means that defensive item to deal with some of this could be Yules, could be Lincoln's, could just be the Octarine to get more HP. It's going to be pretty late here in terms of when this Orchid plus Atos are coming out. So really nice timings here for BB team if they can continue to try and use them aggressively around the map.
Kataomi might get spotted here.
He has nighttime vision.
He does have nighttime vision. There's also this neutral creep that's sitting on the gate. He's stuck.
He did get the D-ward on this old Tormentor spot, though. There was a ward planted down here by Snaking earlier, so heads up D-warding by him. He's trying to control both of those gate locations. He has some confidence being here. Man, he would love to sleep Malrine here from the high ground, but the team's just so far away. Trying to bring in the reinforcements.
He's gonna go. Oh. I thought maybe he would pull the trigger on it now, but
would have been close. That's one of those dream scenarios. Just can't follow up on it.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, but take what you can get here. Falcons trying to create some space for this Luna to catch back up in this game.
Radiant are
Scan.
scanning.
But Kataomi's going to be pushing into a ward here. So Snake King and Malrine will set a trap for him and quickly pounce.
Easy pickings for them. Playing around their vision, not a bad idea in this nighttime interval.
Yeah.
Pays off. And this is the kind of aggressive jungle that Enchantress can occupy, and it can make support movement awkward. Like, you have to go through this guy to sort of make these small plays, and the second he sees you, you can't do anything to him. Miserable hero to play in these support matchups against, at least. Snaking definitely going to try and scale this game. And Save has really been sitting bottom for a long time.
Yeah, he has. Both sides seemingly kind of content just to farm for their next round.
Feels good for Skeeter, though.
Yeah, I agree.
He had a rough early game, 0-3, and he's just getting so much free time to catch back up in this game. Manta's already done that Mask of Madness, went to work. He's going to be able to start to clean up a couple extra creeps off some of these waves.
If he can get to BKB Butterfly, that's where you can kind of turn the fight around on the Chaos Knight, right? I think you need BKB because I think the Chaos Knight's going to go Bloodthorn.
You almost always need BKB on this hero. It's just a question of how early do you buy it to run the timer down.
Yeah.
Is a hero that can go Refresher later to make up for it. But we're talking about a lot of net worth at that point. He also likely wants Hurricane Pike at some point in this game.
Sure.
So you have to bounce the build out. If you go the Dragonlance here, which he's eyeing, you go straight Butterfly to try and hit a timing and get a Roshan with it, you will sacrifice an earlier BKB in this game. If you go the early BKB, you might not have enough damage to man-fight this Chaos Knight in that BKB in the first place. So you got to strike a nice bounce here if you're Skeeter.
Grit's going to walk into Save and Pure. Reality Rift pulled into the Calling. Very nice combo. That's dirty.
That's Pickoff going to work. I mean, Pure, he's owning this series, man. He's already 7-1-6.
Spots Kataomi. Orchid, though. So no immediate follow-up to Amar's initiation here. And with the Timber Saw hot on his heels, it's going to be Amar down. Maybe the pick-off. Oh, Pure, he's going to get run down perhaps with this Eclipse.
A lot of
and
damage.
yeah, that Moon Shield's going to work with the Glaives around and around, but he gets an armlet toggle off. Can he get another one off? He gets another one off. Now it's going to be the Luna overextended. Timber Saw trying to finish him off. Timber Saw does go down. Skeeter's not dead yet. The Glaives are bouncing around. Pure, he managed to get a silence off onto Malrine. Malrine,
Oh, what a beast.
he tries to get aggressive, but there's just too many answers to this puck right now.
Even got Luna trying to escape from that fight with that dead shot. Everything coming up BB team there. gladly sacrifice the Timber for the other 2 cores to survive, and very clutch toggles from Pure. Counts for so much there as Falcons overextend trying to finish him off. You land a stun on the Luna. That's what ultimately brings Skeeter down. And then you get a full duration Orchid on the Puck who tried to finish him off. Basically 2 cores dying to try and kill a CK who had no business living there.
And next fight he'll have BKB, so he's kind of untouchable.
Not only that, the Monkey King already has his done as well. So you're going to hit a really nice BKB timing here. And in fact, Timbers he's 150 off as well.
You could take whatever objectives you want. So Tormentor and I think Roshan are both on the table here for BB team in this next couple of minutes.
Honestly, if you closed your eyes, well, I guess not closed your eyes, but if you closed your brain.
Okay, done.
Thank you, Austin. That was the only point of I had. If you closed your brain and looked at this Radiant lineup that had Chaos Knight, Monkey, Timber, as we said, building triple BKB at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Would you say it's a BB team lineup or a Falcons lineup?
I would say that's 100% a Falcons lineup.
That's right. But turn your brain on, Austin.
It's a BB team lineup. Wow.
Welcome to the future.
That's crazy.
We've gone to a point where Falcons have gone full circle. And after this game, they're going to realize that the strat they've been doing for the last 3 years was actually good all along, and they're going to go back to it.
We need to go back. We need to go back to 3 strength cores plus BKBs.
Sometimes the only path forwards is to go backwards. I also find the Parasma rush for Maureen kind of interesting here. Like, he skipped Blink to just finish this up, just treads Parasma Puck. Does help with the Luna damage.
Yeah. I will say, Falcons, classic, in a rough spot. They min-max their position. BB team take Tormentor, they get Roshan in exchange. That was a pretty sick pickup, because as we said, it felt like all the objectives were free for BB team. So they just took that Roshan away from BB team. Now, they're probably still on the losing side of team fights, even with the extra life, but...
Yeah, you don't want to fight into this BKB, this triple BKB timing.
Katomi. Okay, Fiend's Grip, but still catches the Nightmare. Pull him back in.
That's okay for Falcons, though. They're getting a lot off the map right now.
Sure.
And eventually they will pick a fight with this Aegis timing. You have Ags on the Dawnbreaker, you have that Parasma on the Puck. Aegis on the Puck helps you play around this Parasma more aggressively. Could take a fight right now if it's set up well. They could also just keep ratting for the Luna's timings on that Butterfly if they prefer to play around what Skeeter can do in the fight. But that will mean wasting most of this Aegis period. You could be okay with that if you feel like the majority of the value is just taking it away from BB team. But I think it will feel bad to not use it at all. This is the daytime where the Bane's a little weaker. Aetherland's already done for Kataomi. Means you fight in the nighttime against this long-range Bane setup. Tough fight for Maureen to play aggressively into. So Aegis, again, also helps him in that department as he gets caught. Will escape.
And maybe thinking about going back in here.
Sentry place to get the sleep around the tree.
That was a sick little move. And there goes that Aegis.
Fancy.
And more heroes lining up.
You have Calling here.
He's going to come back into the Calling, instantly silenced and dead.
Oh, man, I mean, all that discussion about what you can do with this Aegis, well, none of it matters because you just got caught and killed twice. Of course, no defensive item to bail you out means the first time you go down, it's just a death sentence. And nice little clutch play with that Sentry around
Yeah,
the
why
tree.
they tip and save, man? Tip Kataomi. That was a brilliant move.
He gets no credit.
Oh, good job. Landing the Calling on a reviving target. Meanwhile, Kataomi's out here with his Ether Lens Sentry getting vision around corners.
He just wants a little recognition.
Fives go unnoticed, man.
They really do.
Who said that?
What? Fives go unnoticed?
Yeah, you're a 5.
Is that a quote? Are you saying it's a quote? Like who?
No, you're a 5, therefore I didn't notice you, Avery. Come on, man.
Probably No Tail. I'll say No Tail said it.
25-11, 4,000 net worth lead for BB team. There's a gigantic creep wave pushing in the top wave. Somebody's got to deal with this. Okay, maybe it's not that big.
What are you doing? Like
I saw serpent warts on the mini map. I can't see, all right? It just saw a big glob of red. There's another creep wave coming.
Ginormous creep wave.
It's three. It's 3 stacked.
7
right?
creeps instead of 4. Oh.
Anyway, somebody's got to come back and take all this, and it's going to be Pure. He buys out his shard. Which one is that again?
Get the illusion on the bolt hit.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty nice if you don't want to always commit on that bolt. Decent amount of extra damage.
Sure.
Blink lets him engage where he wants, and ultimately, though, biggest item decision in this game is going to be what Skeeter goes for with these Luna timings, and he did opt for the BKB over that Butterfly. He was debating both. I could see it going either way, but his game was maybe just not clean enough to go super fast Butterfly here and survive just off the Dawnbreaker heal. So he's going to go the more survivability route, rely on some of the puck damage. This does mean if the puck gets caught, though, that Falcons team fight feels lost. Because I just don't think they're going to have enough damage. So positioning from Mallory means everything. But that also means Skeeter can play more on the front line to try and protect the puck a little bit. Abuse his nighttime presence, if you can. See what kind of formation Falcons can come up with. I think it's pivotal for this next fight. That they make it work with Enchantress Luna tanking the brunt of the first go, being that front line, and setting the fight up for the puck and the Shaman in particular. Just haven't gotten a lot of impact out of Crit this game. 0-8 on the Shaman. It's been a rough one. Did get his Tumbler toy. That's pretty nice. But not a game where you've really been able to use the Tumbler toy. And let's see if he can get out of this one. Oh, yeah. You don't want to unpause that one. Of course it was Amar.
Of course it was. His pub instincts.
He's
so honed.
He saw Mallory DC. He's spamming that button. I'm not waiting for you, brother.
Unpauses instantly on his own team. Wait, that was BB team who did that last time, right?
Yeah, that was
GPK unpaused on his own team.
Yeah, his player was DC'd. He said, "We're ready. Go."
Ready, go.
We can restart game.
Huh?
No.
The Monkey King bug?
I don't think we can. I'm assuming it's Monkey King bug.
I haven't heard about the Monkey King bug in a couple weeks. You think that got
maybe
fixed?
It's a different bug. Maybe. Well, we just haven't casted a lot of Gaming Gladiators games, so usually it's Quinn who's very vocal about the Monkey King bug.
He's vocal a lot about a lot of things, yeah. BB team from here, yes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's the biggest advantage of picking Monkey King is you don't have to play against the Monkey King. Therefore, you don't have to play against the Monkey King bug.
That's one way to look at it, yeah. Where does BB team go from here? Because it feels like they are undefeatable in team fights. How do you use that strength to kick Falcons out of the game?
Next Roshan is what you want to use it for here.
Yeah, but
you're okay playing the map and fighting pickoffs like this. You don't need the big team fight. You have a lot of scale to keep picking up here. Just work towards that next Roche. Get an Aegis, and then you can start to look towards, more objectives, taking some of Falcon's base.
Why didn't Skeeter tip save on Shadow Shaman dying?
He's like, good catch, bro.
This is why I advocate for more all chat, because I just want clarity in the BM.
What do you mean? It's like you caught Crit? That's not many people can do that. I tip my hat.
I think Crit's been caught a couple times this game.
Yeah, he's 0-9 now.
I think he's died in literally every engagement in this game.
Well, maybe there was a BM tip.
He is over a third of their kills.
Like, nice, you killed the Shaman again. I'm free farming, lol.
Maybe he is. Not free farming enough, though. Still 2,000 behind the Chaos Knight.
Either way, I don't think Crit appreciates it. He's not having fun this time around, man. Rough game for him. So that's how the Shaman goes, Well, it's like I always say, if you don't have double-digit deaths on this hero, you're not playing the Shadow Shaman right.
But Avery, he got the Tumblr's toy. You said that is the item that unlocks the Shadow Shaman.
So he's doing great.
Doesn't matter how many times we die. It's you and me, buddy.
We just keep tumbling in. Just tumble that corpse into the fight.
Every time they knock you down, you hit the ground rolling, like a regular gymnast. Can Maureen get out of this situation? Hex on the Monkey King as he jumps down.
No BKB.
Yeah, he is, okay, not in trouble. Got the shard. Oh, he's almost dead. Tick, a little bit of damage, but I can't believe the puck didn't commit for that kill.
Honestly, Falcons just committed for that monkey. They get him there.
Yeah.
They're just expecting BB team to be backing him up, and they weren't. Kind of a bluff that worked out for GPK, but he got lucky. And there's some significant damage in this Falcons lineup. They're not that far behind, right? This is a 2K difference game. They haven't gotten a lot of momentum in this game, but they are absolutely in it, and they're starting to get some big utility items. Look to that Lotus on the Dawnbreaker.
I mean, I'm way more concerned about Skeeter's timing. If Falcons win one fight right now, then that's Butterfly on the Luna. And then you have BKB Butterfly. Like, what does the Bloodthorn mean? Nothing. The Luna can finally reach the point where she can truly frontline for the team. It's not fear of being bursted.
So much is dependent on this next Aegis, so feels like whichever team gets it's going to be able to dictate where and how the fights happen. And an Illusion Rune in the river, that is pretty
Illusion
tempting.
Rune for a Chaos Knight or for a Luna. Which one's it's going to be? Chaos Knight stuns himself with the Lotus Orb. They all in for the Chaos Knight. They got him in the shackles, but it looks like Pure is released and gets off the BKB. An Eclipse for a BKB.
And both carries won it back because they just used the kit.
Yeah.
Though Skeeter still does have his BKB. Hits level 20 as well.
Yeah, he's still strong without Eclipse for sure.
There's that clutch Lotus Orb. It's a pretty good Lotus Orb game. You can hit him. Get him on the right targets. You can maybe bail that puck out as well, which trying to finish up a Lincoln's before the Roche fight. I don't think you're going to get there. You're going to have to take it without it.
3-man smoke up. 4-man
going
from
high
BB
ground.
Team. They just run straight into him. They run into a Timber Saw with the Aghanim Scepter. That's no good for Falcons. Both the supports are going to die for this maneuver.
That's a really tough smoke angle. If you get up that high, I mean, really fast.
Oh, and Amor, he didn't take a straight line out of here. Tried to walk back a shortcut through the mid lane to base and caught by Pure.
That's a rough death. Losing some supports there might be okay because they have the low death timers. You might be able to respawn before this Roche is up and then retake the fight. Losing Dawnbreaker, this Roche contest feels impossible now. Though it hasn't spawned, which, of course, Falcons don't know.
Okay, I think I know what the tips are about now. Pure was clearly yelling at Falcons. He missed it.
Yeah, but they can't hear him.
Maybe they hear a little buzz, you know, a little, like a fly near your ear, you know.
I think Pure's always yelling anyway.
It's true.
I don't know if that means much. Probably yells when he plays pub games.
True. But this one was clearly a directed yell. If you guys don't, well, I mean, I guess you guys have seen the layout.
Yeah,
Two teams are
close.
kind of facing each other. There's a screen between them and everything for competitive integrity, but...
I'll tell you one thing, though, Austin. These Zoomer Dota players, man, it's weak, man. The real-life all-chat game is weak. I played against the real in-person all-chatters, okay?
Yeah.
I played against ROTK. That guy...
that guy was screaming at you all the time.
You could hear him outside the building when he wasn't even playing.
That's true. The Chinese teams were actually known for yelling so loud. Did it ever, like, tilt you? Or not you, but anybody on your team? I know it didn't tilt you.
No, we mostly found it funny, but it really did annoy. It was annoying, I'll give him that.
Oh, yeah.
Roche attempt here. This is a pivotal Roche fight.
Roshan getting pretty low here. Falcons.
Is he just going to go in?
Crit drops the wards. Gets vision inside the pit. They see this. Ball ring. He can jump inside, but he doesn't go for it. He's going to be grabbed quickly by Pure. BKB, Miro, he runs after him with his Aghanim Scepter and his BKB. Pure's going to pop his ultimate, but the support's on the side. They get annihilated. GPK, he may have gotten off the Wukong's command, but not much for it. BB team caught all out of sorts here.
See a Pure BKB TPs. He might have to.
Oh, BKB.
He went in.
And he goes in for the kill. Blows up Skeeter, then TPs. What's better than a BKB TP out?
Come on, man. That's just not right. Like, that's just... I don't even know what to say, man. Falcons just got played. You just got played hard.
Try that one on for size Nightfall.
No BKB pop for Skeeter there. He's just not thinking about it. Nobody was thinking about that play except Pure.
4,000 net worth lead. BB team have 4 minutes with an Aegis. See what they can get done with it. Maureen, really nice pickup. Illusion Rune, not usually something you think about for a puck, but in this case, the extra Dispel.
Well, he already used it, so.
Could be very helpful.
Irrelevant, Austin.
But apparently, irrelevant. What did he do with it?
You know, that kind of play is also something where I point towards the confidence factor. Are you a team that's playing with confidence? Are you playing to win? You playing to style on your foes? Or are you playing to just try and not be bad? To not lose another game after you've lost a bunch of scrims?
I mean, I know for certain Pure plays with the confidence that any protagonist of the story does.
Of course, sometimes it backfires, but when it works, man, not only does it look good, you demoralize your opponents. Like, if you're Skeeter in that situation, what are you left thinking, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? How does he get away with this? I'm getting styled on.
It's true.
Not a good feeling.
You got mogged.
It's like getting yelled at by ROTK. It's just not, it's not enjoyable.
I thought you thought it was funny.
It was, but then he beats you and you're like, well, maybe this guy knows something. You know, maybe I have to yell back. But then when you yell at him, he just yells louder.
It's true.
You're only
Nobody
powering
was
him
louder
up.
than ROTK.
The man.
Not even the casters were louder than ROTK.
He was inhuman. He couldn't even hear his own team. You start to question your reality.
The upside of playing with ROTK, winning. The downside, hearing damage. You know, everything's a trade-off.
It's, I mean, you know, these core players are one of a kind, man. Live or die by the sword. 2 minutes left on this Aegis for Pure. Went Octarine, so he has some lower cooldown ultimate to use around the map. 56 seconds on that Phantasm. Good stuff for him. Working towards that 25 for an extra Phantasm duration, perhaps. Could be pretty spicy. A BB team cooking again in this game, too. The lead is not insane. Again, you know, Enchantress manipulating stuff around the map, getting the extra farm is going to pull some weight here. And, of course, Luna always going to find net worth around the map. But just the feel of the game, the momentum, the team fights. Falcons have not been able to carve out a solid hold for themselves. And that's the big concern. Like, at what point in this game do you miss that chance so much it slips away from you?
Yeah.
And now we see a Hex on Miro. That's going to shut down the Puck's mobility in the fight even more. You have a decent amount of spells to throw into this Lincoln Sphere between the Hex, the Bane spells, and of course Calling just doesn't care about it. So your Puck scale is not something you can fall back on in this game. I think that's a big difference here between this and Game 1 for the Puck pick. BB team did a decent enough job addressing the Puck that even if this game goes ultra late, Maureen can't just 1v5. Like, there are spells that you can't itemize too well against unless he wants to go BKB and Lincolns, which is going to lower his DPS output, whereas in that game 1, GPK had a much freer time. So, looking solid here for BB team, and Tier 5 neutral item at 37 minutes, Austin.
Oh, yeah. Fallen Sky. That's pretty cool.
Is that the best? I feel like that's not the best one he could have gotten, but it is. It does have some swagger, man. Like, imagine that play he did, but he Fallen Skies on Skeeter.
Well, he just Fallen Sky to Tier 3 tower, and Falcons are left wondering, what? What's going on?
Yeah, this is
He's cheating.
not something you see every day.
Banner to protect the creep wave. Got to do something about this. If you're Falcons, question is what? Pop a glyph?
You gotta
Can
wait.
Somebody come out and hit that.
Wait for
banner?
Aegis.
It's
Aegis expiration.
dangerous. 17 seconds.
Did get Satanic on the Luna.
Oh, he pulled himself to the hammer, Amar. Why?
Not what you wanted.
Chaos Knight. He's
Not
so
at all.
low. 5 seconds left on the Aegis. He needs. Oh, he does manage to get himself killed there, Skeeter. They're going to come back in on this second life. Can they blow up Pure?
No, he's
Not
BKB.
at all with the BKB. He just walks away. Katomi gets caught by the hammer from
Nice
Amar. So Amar clearly making a move there. I wasn't sure about him actually going in like he did, but he played for a buyback. And
I don't think he had to play for it like that, though.
No, probably
He just
not.
didn't expect the burst damage. Like, you have some solid frontliners in this lineup, right? You can send the Enchantress in, if anything. Just Hurricane Pike someone out, especially with that Aegis expiring. Slight misplay from him, forces a buyback when might have not wanted to use it, cost him some gold, but you do hold.
Also, snaking, he impetus the Chaos Knight when he was so low. He had 5 seconds left on the Aegis. What if he doesn't kill the Chaos Knight there? Just waits out the Aegis,
It's pretty
right?
tempting, yeah. Maybe he feels like you just kill him there and you defend the base and you reset, and that's fine. I think that is an acceptable outcome here for Falcons. They were prepared to take that fight, though, with Skeeter finishing up Satanic. Like, this Luna is strong. If he gets everything off, not the easiest target to run into.
Does 25 change much for this hero?
Yeah, maybe. Like, if he takes the extra Lucent Beam, some more illusion clear and everything.
I think I've seen more people take the Lunar Blessing.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this game,
damage.
like, the extra target's actually not insignificant against Chaos Knight here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Seems curious to me, but might just opt for consistent damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would rather up the damage of myself plus the Puck Dawnbreaker. Like, you've actually got a lot of right-clicking that's going on here.
It's probably too tempting to turn down, especially Ag's done on the Puck. Need to help Maureen deal some extra damage here.
Yeah.
He would love that 25 talent as well if he can get to it in this game. He's just a bit behind. 25 on the menu for Pure pretty soon.
Illusions push out the mid lane and a little smoke behind it. It's just the Puck and the Shadow Shaman.
Oh, full BKB for snaking. This Enchantress could do some serious frontline work.
Yeah.
Roche up at 40. You're just looking for the fight here, your Falcons. They're going to go up that same hill. Did not work out for them the first time.
This time it'll find Katomi. A beautiful pickup because it's not just the Bane, it's a gem.
That's a really nice find.
Yeah. Watch out. Snaking, great
Well,
BKB.
he tested it, and it does work.
It does.
Sends a message to Pure.
I mean, he was just so surprised by a Chaos Knight falling from the sky, he panicked.
Dire's bottom tower is falling.
You notice the timer on his neutral item? He can't get a fresh one until it's 60 minutes.
Yeah, you have to wait till the final tier.
Yeah, I just think that's interesting because normally, what is it, like a 10-minute timer? When you first get the neutral items, the tier 5s at 60 minutes, you get your item, then 10 minutes later you can
Yeah, but he
get a
doesn't
different one.
He doesn't get an extra neutral. He just gets the option to choose from the other tier. So the times are still the same for him.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's not something you would normally think about, right?
But I mean, he will get to refresh it if it goes 60. Well, there is where you wish you had that BKB.
I bet he does wish he had a BKB, yeah.
Tank the gank, though.
Radiant
Kind of crazy this is a 1K difference game. And it's never really been more than 5. Once again, Falcons, they always find farm, man. They are very consistent.
Yeah.
They always give themselves a chance in these games that aren't going according to plan, but are never out of reach.
It's why when they were in their best form, they felt like they were nigh unbeatable because it's like you would be winning a game and they would still be keeping the net worth even. This iteration of Falcons means that every game maybe feels like Falcons can come back,
But do they?
but more and more often it seems like they fail to be able to do so.
I mean, honestly, the biggest factor for me might, well, there's Fallen Sky, but...
Attempted. Got him inside the Serpent Wards, crit. He may die for it. Solar Guardian goes out. Lands into the Timber Saw. Got the coil onto the Chaos Knight as well with the Eclipse and a Nightmare. He tries to save him, but ultimately not even the Phantasm could bail out of all this AoE damage. Another Solar Guardian out from Amar. Lots of AoE to help out, but still, the Puck being gone is a lot of their damage gone, and Amar, he will join them in death. So a dieback for Amar, gone for 2 minutes.
And he used that refresher anyway. Got the buyback out of Pure. I mean, that is worth something here if you're Falcons, but you didn't win the fight into the Roche, so this buyback is going to get replaced with an Aegis.
Yeah, may never see Pure die again.
And we're just seeing how, I mean, these fights are decided by how difficult it is for Maureen. He just can't go in and deal consistent damage because there's so many interactions BB team have for him. He gets caught by calling Atos into the Hex from Timber, and then the Monkey King finishes him off.
Oh, GPK's level 25, and he's got the refresher.
Yeah, he's huge. He had an Abyssal for a while now, so you can just double Abyssal the Puck if you ever find him. Double Wukong, pretty dang good.
Extra damage for the Luna, and here comes Pure.
middle tower is under attack.
He wants to end this game with this timing.
Yeah,
you don't want to wait for this Aegis to expire with your buyback on cooldown.
I was going to say, is anything stopping them? Falcons, how are you going to fight into this Wukong's command?
Yeah, you just
and then there's a second one after that.
Drop it and go for throne, right?
There's that fallen sky. Extra bit of building damage. If Falcons do not contest soon, they are going to be left in a situation where they're defending throne underneath Wukong's command.
Puck buyback. Gotta take the fight. Gotta go now.
Pure dropping a lot of HP from Snaking. Snaking does get caught though by the Reality Rift and eventually killed. Now the coil goes out and that finishes off the Aegis.
Cheese refresher for GPK. He's gonna pop both.
Jump forward from Miro. Oh, the Luna almost dead. Skeeter, he's gone. He's got a buyback, sure. And he's probably gonna have to use it soon because tier 4 is the last one is gonna drop. And now it's an exposed throne. Nice dodge there with a phase shift. Malrine still in trouble though. Caught in Fiend's grip. Nothing to stop it from behind. They all in on Malrine. They duped a decent amount of damage, but it looks like he gets bailed out. He gets back to the fountain. And now with the second life of Skeeter, it's Pure dead. GPK and Miro both low. The loosened beams are coming out. The Glaze doing a lot of damage. So GPK away into the trees. But a final impetus takes him out. Miro, the only core to escape from BB team. And that leaves 2 minutes for Falcons.
They got the tier 4s, but they only got one ranged Rax. Not that successful of a push in the end because he didn't end the game. The buybacks from Falcons able to stall this game out, give them one more chance at life here. But you cannot afford to lose anybody else. You have no more buybacks available. Game's on a knife's edge. And yeah, that amp damage was sitting in the river the whole time. I mean, you'd had vision on it. Could have changed a decent amount. You have to remember, Pure, no buyback here for 5 minutes. Falcons know this. They have a chance
Falcons
to all in
going
here.
to all in for the throne, just like BB team did?
I think you do. I think you go for it here. You have Dawnbreaker.
They bait out an illusion. Deadshot goes out. Muert's on the front lines, but with the ultimate popped, not really an easy target to go for.
You have to be decisive here. You cannot hesitate. It's either an all-in throne push or you're playing for a complete reset. I would vote all-in throne push, but of course I'm not in this game.
It's Falcons. They're not really ones known for that sort of thing. A Hex out. Followed by his Shackles. Katomi can Nightmare if it needed, and he does. One lane of barracks. 30 seconds left for the Chaos Knight. Falcons can probably go for a second.
They have double Solar Guardian here.
An Aeon Disc for the puck will certainly help him. Malrine's game has been so bad for these team fights. But maybe an Aeon Disc give him a bit more grace.
2 lanes for that base defense is well worth it if you can get out here.
If they can get out, if they can get the lane. May not be able to. 5 seconds left, it's time to leave. So only 1 lane of barracks. Miro jumping out after them. With Pure and GPK in hot pursuit. Boundless Strike goes out on his Snaking. Wukong's command not going to be used immediately. The reset coming out from Falcons. Nice little Manta to try and dodge some of this. Pure, his Chaos Bolt does not find its mark. Skater just to make sure. The Manta and even the BKB. That way Falcons can get out clean. Nobody dies.
Troll Summoner top, Skelly Boys.
Oh yeah, maybe they do get 2 lanes.
Little rat action from the King.
All right. Arranged to fall.
Not a bad base push here.
No.
You were going into all the buybacks, but of course the one guy without the buyback was the one they needed to take that fight on the CK, so none of those buybacks did BB team any good here. And now you get to reset a little bit. 4.5 minutes on the clock for the buybacks to come back up for Falcons. That is a long time to wait, particularly because Roche could spawn before you get to wait those out. But you got the Daedalus on the Luna here. Game is not over yet. Is there any dispel for this Aeon on the puck? There's not.
No.
Big
no
factor
nullifier
too.
on the Chaos Knight.
Another amp damage in the river. Pure hammers his way to it.
A refresher on the Shadow Shaman could make things really interesting. I mean, that last game, we saw Crit go for Throne. Didn't have nearly enough.
They're still getting ratted, by the way.
There's
another Troll Summoner in the base.
Yeah.
This is the Snaking wave pressure.
Yeah, backdoor protection is up, so the building's not going to take any damage. But the creep wave's coming in soon.
Might need a Boots of Travel here or something.
Yeah, Miro's going to come deal with the annoyance that is Snaking.
Run for the hills.
Refresher soon for Miro. Double BKB, double Scythe. Refreshers all around. 3,000 net worth lead for BB team. What felt like victory was surely in their hands. Thank you, Miro, for knocking down that tree. Now things have gotten a little weird. Falcons have made this an even game.
This is an awkward time to smoke. Like, the Roche is not up for 2 minutes. You have a lot of gold in the bank.
Yeah, but you don't care about Roshan. You get the right team fight here, the game's over.
I mean, I'm just looking at the gold. They have like 20,000 team gold unspent. It's a
for those
ridiculous
buybacks,
amount.
maybe they just overwhelmed with just bodies. Nice force staff. Does that save Snake King? No jumps from BB team inside of the base. Snake King will survive.
Yeah, no buy. That was an important support to save here. They're going for the throat. A bold play. Too bold.
You talk about style difference. BB team's definitely one of those teams will just all in.
Oh yeah, they don't
makes
care.
those kind of calls.
I still rather just spend the gold though. You have 6K on the Timber. You had a full Axe coming out for the Bane. You have 5K on the Chaos Knight. Another 5,500 on the Monkey King. Yeah, it's one thing to save for buyback. It's another to save for buyback in the next game.
What's the 25 on Timber?
Radiant are scanning.
It's the
Timber
chain,
chain, yeah.
You almost always take that one. Looking for any sort of pick around the map. You know you have this 2-minute cooldown on the buybacks here. You'd love to find somebody, get a 5-on-4. You could easily go for the win. Little courier snipe. You know someone's out here.
Yeah,
Catch the rat.
King, he's on the run. BKB, TP out.
Yeah, Abyssal Monkey. Abyssal Monkey not there. Roche spawn 30 seconds potential though. That's a concern for Falcons. This is going to be that brief window where Roche can be up. You don't have buybacks.
Ran into Pure. Pure runs into them. Gets the Shadow Shaman, not quite. Is he going to chase after him? 3 seconds till the blink? No.
Get out again.
Surviving. Falcons, that's their MO. Continuing to survive. Rat claw their way through this game 2. Not dead yet, but certainly not in control of the game either.
Such a strong outpost for BB team though. Defend this Roche, you have all your buybacks available. You can just take a 10-on-5 on this outpost if you have to. And no rat action going on right now. There's an Alpha Wolf top, but not the scariest.
Pretty much comes down to one team fight. What is Falcons looking for in this next team fight, and what is BB team?
If you're Falcons, you need to protect your damage dealers, which at this point, the Puck is doing a little bit, but he's likely going to get Aeon popped fairly early in this fight. I'm looking at the Luna, and I'm looking at the Enchantress with the Moon Shard here.
Okay, how do you protect them? You don't have save spells exactly.
Go in with the Puck, create some chaos, and then use your double Solar Guardian to protect Skeeter.
Okay.
And let him just man fight under the Solar Guardians, plus, you know, some Satanic hits. Hopefully you get some big crits. Use the Eclipse to clear out CK illusions. If you're BB team, just land your disables on this Puck when he goes in. Pop the Aeon early. And make sure your supports stay alive. You have an Ags Fiend Grip you can throw into somebody.
Radiant are scanning.
Successful scan read.
Falcons have
Falcons out here on the map.
They have better position right now because they can leave Amar back in the base.
Yeah, they're going to force BB team back. Unless BB team are able to just all-in Roshan right now, which will cost them some buildings.
It's going to cost them a lot. Shaman Ward's on bottom.
Yeah, so Shaman Wards and the push coming in the top lane, you're looking at almost Megas.
Yeah, Skeeter, he has the read. He's hitting right now.
If only Falcons could have committed heavier, they might have been able to get Megas out of this. But as it is, it's Roshan going down. And 1 or 2 buildings. Oh, they got the Timbersaw in the mid lane. Big pickup, Falcons. Dismantling BB team a little bit with their placements on the map. They got 1 building bottom, 1 building top. There's 1 building remaining for Megas. But now BB team have the huge advantage of Aegis, Cheese, Banner,
and Refresher
Shard for who?
I gave it to Pure right now, but he's also building one. He could buy it out soon.
I was about to say, I feel like we had like 5 different Refresher orbs being built in this game.
I'm tempted to give it to Kataomi here.
That's not a bad shout considering his Ags.
He'll feed it over to the Monkey King for now, who is also considering building one, and will probably want to build one at some point, but if he just plays off the shard, he can build a more aggressive item. MKB definitely helps him fight the Luna.
Okay.
Makes some decent sense here. What's that trade-off worth, though? Because can you push the map out to take a fight with this Aegis?
I mean, now I feel like the win condition goes back to the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, the rat action is really annoying in this game. And you're pretty scared to show on waves when the Solar Guardian can come in on top of any sort of stun and just chain you up.
Falcons currently have this high ground ward that they're kind of playing around. Though I'm very certain that BB team know about it.
Did not
considering
feel
where the Timbersaw died.
like a favorable trade for BB team. You get Aegis, you get all these spoils, and then you're afraid to leave the base. Not a great situation to be in. Everybody has buyback in this game. Monkey King's a little short, but he'll get it off a fight. And the gold swinging back towards Falcons as they have drawn this game out. It's not been pretty. They're making it work.
5 more minutes until the 60-minute items come in. And at that point, you have completely negated the Chaos Knight facet. Thankfully, foul play will keep Crit alive. Everybody's got their shard. Aghanim Scepter next for Skeeter.
There's some serious scale coming in for Falcons right now. This game does not look nearly as easy as it did 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Refresher done for the puck. That Ags for the Luna. I mean, this is some serious damage upgrade. Lot of spells to play around for Falcons right now.
You get that Aghanim Scepter on the Luna, the puck, if he hits that back line and it's followed up with an Eclipse, that's a very different initiation. Because I felt like before when the puck was hitting the back line, he wasn't strong enough to kill the supports real quickly. You get the extra firepower, though.
I don't know. Save has BKB now.
That's true. What about Kataomi, though?
Well, he's screwed, but, you know,
Okay.
that's the life of a 5.
True.
You're there to tank spells and buy back and come back in the fight. Maybe he can sleep himself and just sleepwalk away. They'll never see me.
Dream of a better fight.
It's the Homer meme where he backs into the bushes.
Just backs away.
Maybe the play is just put save into this game as a 4th core at this point. Just they're giving a lot of waves to him. He is slowly scaling up on this Muerta. Nope, plan is to push. Force the issue, says Pure.
Coil out on Pure. Nothing for it. So an early ultimate used by Falcons.
I don't like these soft pushes, though, because you lose lane control.
Yeah.
Like, you either just got to go and take the fight or get the map in a better position.
Yeah, Pure knows he has to deal with the top wave, cannot afford backdoor protection to go down. He doesn't know where the Shadow Shaman is.
This will bait Falcons out. Pure knows it. If he runs back to the team right here, you could get the fight you're looking for.
Yeah, and they've got a high ground ward that I think they're going to try and play for here. On the side of BB team, they actually jump forward, catch Luna, got him on the side. Wukong's man goes out. Can they get this Luna out of here? Amar's already used his ultimate once. Where's the other Solar Guardian? No save whatsoever for the Luna. Gonna have to play for buybacks now. Meanwhile, Meteor Hammer lands in. Orchid onto Malrine. He does have his Aeontis. He's able to jump to his orb. Back inside the base, but Pure ever aggressive. He's not going to stop now. He goes after the puck. Dodge with a phase shift. He's good for now. Snaking, meanwhile, throwing the damage after Miro. Miro backs out with the Timber Chain, but it's Pure who's still stuck inside the base and will lose his Aegis on revive. Is he going to die here? Miro, he jumps forward, trying to draw attention away from Pure. On his second line, BKB goes out and goes after Amar. Here comes Eclipse. Big damage, refresh. He's got into the round, but Phantasm is not going to protect him. Too much Eclipse damage, too many glaives coming out from the Skeeter Luna.
These buybacks.
Coil onto GPK. GPK in trouble now. He gets a bash onto Malrine, another Aeontis. He's good for now. Shots raining in after him. Trigger, he's trying to dodge some. GPK. He's back up to a high ground situation. Pure sitting up there, making sure GPK's good for now. Buybacks used. Crit, Skeeter, Snaking, Pure, Kataomi, and Amar.
Technically a win for a BB team here, as they get the 4 buybacks for the 2. But this game is not over yet. You're going to have to reset, rebuild the map, get that top lane out. And you did use that refresher shot on the Monkey King. It was pivotal in that fight to bring the Luna down. You needed double Wukong, double strike there.
Yeah.
So you have to get a refresher up of his own.
I see that right. Yules? The Chaos Knight? Or somebody else?
No, he's thinking about Wind Waker.
Okay, yeah. He's got Yules. He's going Wind Waker. I was about to say,
honestly,
somebody else wanted a Wind Waker as
you know
well.
what this
I can't
is,
remember
you know
who.
what this is
Oh, it's
for?
Amar. Yeah.
He's been ward trapped every fight, and he can't get out of it.
Yeah.
That fight, he just sat in the wards and got pelted by Eclipse.
And the only way out is Reality Rift.
He did, well, he did summon his way out with the Phantasm, but
Yeah.
the damage was kind of already done. These ward traps have been really annoying. So Wind Waker gets you out of that. And Wind Waker off during the late game can be,
I mean, maybe it's a little
pretty
bit better
obnoxious.
against, say, the Puck Coil.
yeah, that as well, for sure. And of course, you can always save somebody else.
True.
Could be pretty nice to save the Monkey King if GPK gets jumped.
We're going to have a million heroes with Wind Wakers if this game keeps going, because Amar's got a Yules, now Crit's got a Yules.
These fights are just so chaotic. Being able to reset yourself helps a lot in the mental game. And 60 minutes approaching here. Midas picked up for Skeeter. He instantly wants that neutral item.
What's the 25 on Huerta?
It is the
Gunslinger
chance.
Yeah,
he took that over the dead shot.
He's full right-click damage.
I guess there's no ags on him, so why take the extra dead shot? But
Yeah, he's just turning into another carry. If Pure can't get the job done, save Will.
it's going to be sad to see this triple Outworld staff go for BB team, though.
That's true.
They were doing some work against like the impetus shots and
What are the game changers outside of Divine Regalia for the damage dealers?
I mean, Stygian is definitely an upgrade for some of these big right clickers. Helm of the Undying is still pretty annoying
Yeah.
if you can get one out there. But yeah, I'm looking at Divine Regalia. I would not be surprised to see some Books of the Dead in this game because,
For Falcons especially.
yeah, the item's always solid, and there's definitely been some rat action or push difficulties for BB team if you think about it. So there's a book for save.
Dyer's middle
Horn for the
barracks
puck,
are
try and
under
bail
attack.
him out.
The Evil Eye or whatever it is for Skeeter. That's not what I expected.
Did get Audacious, which is pretty nice for him enchantment-wise. Pretty hype. Helm of the Undying for GPK. Probably not the one he would have opted for, but
Dyer's covenant has
could help him finish off the Luna in a death trade situation.
Yeah. There's no way the illusions count towards that neutral item,
No,
right? It's curious. I've never really seen too many people take that item. Normally, if you're afraid of being like bursted down, I feel like most people just take the Helm of Undying. Maybe didn't have that option, but if you're looking for a defensive item, it's usually that one, you know?
Let's see what else we get here. Any regalias? Any more books?
Has anybody kept their
Spider legs for critties.
What?
He's
Well,
like,
no,
I'm getting
why
out of
spider
here.
legs for Miro?
Well, he doesn't have boots.
I
Oh, he does have
guess.
boots. He swapped it back
Oh,
in.
yeah, he's got boots.
He must have just had nothing good.
Yeah, because you're one of the most mobile heroes in the game, thanks to Timber Chain, trying to blow up Snake King. Got off the BKB and scared away by the Eclipse. There goes that Wind Waker. Miro is still going to be in the coil here. He's going to be double coiled, in
coil.
fact, and he got multiple heroes. Now with the Solar Guardian dropping in, Amar comes in hot.
What
He's
can
already
GBK
stunned up a
do?
couple of heroes, and Pure, he's in trouble. He pops the Phantasm. With his BKB, they chase back out, but they got out of the Wukong's command. They pull back in Snake King. They do manage to finish up Crit as well. Another Solar Guardian is going to be dropped on the life of Amar, who had that
Gotta
helmet of
keep
Undying.
Skeeter alive.
But Skeeter,
He missed.
it's all about trying to kill Skeeter here. The Balance Strike wasn't good enough, but GPK's damage might just be enough. A bash, and he got him. That's
it.
BB team will close out the game at 62 minutes.
The frontline bait from Miro with the buyback to the outpost. Good enough to get the job done, as Falcons just have to commit so many ults, double coil, double